Welcome, viewers, to the very first episode of the Sports Showdown.
Showdown.
I'm Raggy alongside,
It's easy.
and today we will be bringing you our Super Bowl 55 predictions and thoughts as star quarterbacks Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes will face off the Chiefs, Buccaneers, Super Bowl 55, all going down in Tampa Bay, Florida, Raymond James Stadium. A forecast of thunderstorm should be very fun. Let's go. We will start off with what we believe the Chiefs need to do and not do. Take it away, CC.
So yeah, um, for the Chiefs side, what they're gonna have to do to win is they're gonna have to use Tyreek Hill effectively in a very unique way, as they have all season long. And back in the matchup with the Buccaneers in Week 12, how he recorded his outstanding performance game, 200 yards, I believe, in the first quarter. You know, that was a great game to watch. And then you got Travis Kelsey. He's just
He does his
a
thing every day, every
all
game.
the time.
Yeah.
He balls out. He does his thing. He's a very humble guy, you know. And then you got Patrick Mahomes. He's always in that Patty Mahomes magic.
Mahomes Magic,
He's
great player.
he's really good under pressure. Arguably one of the best quarterbacks at the moment in the league.
Probably even the
But
best.
yeah, probably the best. And on the defensive side, if they play lockdown defense as they did against that Bills team last game, I think they have a really good shot. I feel like the only thing that's going to hold them down is their offensive line.
Yes, I
They
agree.
lost two of their starting players in the offensive line. Take it on, Raggy.
Yeah, adding on to what he said, losing two of their starters in Daniel Kilgore, who's not officially ruled out, but there's a good chance due to COVID tracing. We'll see what happens there. But the one we know who tore his Achilles last week against Buffalo in the AFC Championship, Eric Fisher, their star tackle, that's going to be a big loss, of course. And already offensive line, that's gonna hurt them. Mahomes has to make sure he can overcome that, especially with the very good Bucks D line. But we know Hill, Kelsey, they'll always do their thing, along with Mahomes. But on the defensive side,
You
what
know,
they need to do, stop that run. Do not let Fournette and Rojo run all over you. If you can lock down that run, bring pressure on Brady, make him irritated in the pocket. It's the Chiefs'
yeah,
game to
and
win.
talking about injuries, Sammy Watkins is listed as questionable with that ankle injury that he's been dealing with all season long. Has only played about 5 games throughout this whole season. That's not what we're used to seeing. We're used to seeing Sammy Watkins like balling out in the postseason. No, that's not going to be the case this year.
Yeah, Nicole Hardman has to step up, which he has in his
He
Washington
actually
loss.
has. I will say.
All right,
Yeah.
back to the defensive
Also,
side. They
no,
are
no, no.
losing linebacker Willie Gay. Now, they are losing a good rookie linebacker in Willie Gay. Can they overcome that? Let's see what happens. Let's see if Tyron Matthew, Chris Jones, Frank Clark, Bashad Binyon, and a very good underrated rookie cornerback like Jarius Sneed made some big plays. And can they bring it home for Kansas City? Will they go back to back?
You
And the final.
know, Raggy, look at this picture. What do you got to say about this?
That's the COVID tracing. Their barber had COVID, so he had to leave his haircut mid session. Oh,
Oh, that's tough.
imagine
You
if he
gotta
loses
love
the
that.
Super
You
Bowl
gotta
in
love
the
that
half
little
year,
half cut.
half
You gotta
cut.
love that half
Yeah,
cut.
yeah. That's the
Yeah.
starting center, everybody. Half cut.
Yes, sir.
All
Yes,
right.
sir.
We talked about the Chiefs'
Moving
do's
on.
and don'ts. What the Chiefs do not need to do now. What they need to avoid. What don't have lapses in the secondary. Tyreek Hill, Kelsey, they'll always go off. What they have to avoid having a bad rush defense, letting Rojo and playoff Lenny walk all over you, and having
Yeah.
Mike Evans have a good game, Brady having all time in the pocket. Avoid that as best as
I
you can.
agree with that
It'll
a
be tough.
lot because Tom Brady, when you give him enough time in his offensive life provides that extra protection, he will deliver a dagger. He will deliver a dime. That's what he's known for. Very crucial that they
I
don't
agree.
allow that.
Let's see if Half Cut plays on Sunday. Now let's move on to the Buccaneers.
Take it out, Raggy.
All right, thank you. Here's what I believe the Buccaneers need to do and not first, but opposite of the Chiefs. Let playoff Lenny and Rojo run. You need to get them going. Have a good protection. Make sure your offensive line does not let Brady get sacked. Protect Brady, your quarterback. And the biggest thing, in my opinion, is Chris Godwin. He had a major drop problem in the playoffs. He needs to get that together. I think it's going to take a perfect Buccaneers game to beat the Chiefs because they're a very hard team to beat. Will Antonio Brown play? He is listed as questionable alongside their star safety Antoine Winfield Jr. There'll be two big losses if they were not to play. Let's see what happens there. Hopefully they do play, and let's see if they can bring it for the Buccaneers.
Yeah, and I agree with that. Chris Godwin's been struggling with his injuries all season long. Very good wide receiver, very solid. But then you
Just
got Mike Evans as well. You
he'll always do
got
his thing. You got Rob
he'll
Gronkowski.
always do his thing. Well, like we look back against the Rams defense, it's as if he carried three defenders to the end zone. Wow, he's like a tank. It's really gonna have to take a perfect offensive game.
No, take a perfect offensive game. I agree. Let's move on to
But
the
then
defensive side. Is the most important here now. Generating that pass rush on Mahomes, rushing 4. You don't want to risk coverage in rush 5 or 6. You want to make sure you guys facing Pierre-Paul, Vita Vea, so Shaq Barrett, can they all generate that pass rush on Mahomes, make him irritated. Don't let him escape. Don't let him make those crazy runs, crazy plays. Can they generate that pass rush? That is the key to win, in my opinion. And star safety Anton Winfield Jr., who's had an amazing rookie season. He is listed as questionable, but is looking good to play. Anything to add on?
look at the situations that they're gonna have to really step up and they're gonna have to play at their best, 100% defense. Because you see, if you apply that pressure and you bring the blitz, sure you could be effective at times, but then you also run into that risk that Tyreek is gonna smoke the cornerback out with his speed, and Travis Kelsey could get a big gain. And that's something you're not gonna wanna. That's
Yeah,
not something
it's
that
gonna be
you can
tough for
really
the
go up.
Buccaneers, man.
It
Chiefs are
really
the
is.
favorites, so let's see. Buccaneers have to play perfect. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, we'll
Do what we
see.
say.
But
If they avoid giving up the big plays,
they
they
could
have a good
they could
shot.
pull out. Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%.
Oh, of course, the infamous Brady 4th down. Hopefully, he
Yeah,
doesn't repeat that.
he that's like I said, little things that you can't really mess up. You're gonna have to really play at your 100%.
Yeah.
What do you say?
Let's go over our Super Bowl winners and score predictions.
Yeah.
You first.
Personally, I think the score will be 34-31 Buccaneers. Now let me explain why. The reason why I say that is because though the odds are against Tom Brady, you know, time after time, he has proved his haters wrong. He has done
Number one
everything
rule: never bet
flawlessly.
against Brady.
Exactly. Never bet against Brady. What happened to Max Kellerman? Year after year, he'd count Brady out. You look at this year, and he says, "I'm sorry, I was wrong. Brady's still in the game." At 43 years old, he has been named the oldest quarterback to have ever played in the Super Bowl. You know, Brady really balls out. He does his thing, so he really puts his team on his back, and it should be an exciting one. It should be an exciting one.
I agree. I do believe the Buccaneers win at a score of 35-31. It will be a shootout. Tom Brady takes Super Bowl MVP. And all your points, it's hard to bet against Brady in the Super Bowl, especially with this good of a team. And I do think the Buccaneers defense has really stepped up. So yeah, I do think the Buccaneers pull it out. Who is your Super Bowl MVP?
My Super Bowl MVP, yeah, Tom Brady for sure. He's really balled out this whole year long. He's really had the odds against him for a couple of years now.
I
First
agree.
year comes into a new team, takes him to the Super Bowl. Wow, that's something special. That's something.
Yeah, it should be a great one. Now,
Yeah, yeah.
lastly, Who's getting the first touchdown of the game?
I really feel like it's gonna be Gronkowski. I really do.
Brady to
That
Gronk for the first touchdown of the game.
Brady to Gronk connection has been throughout the years, and we've seen it.
I believe Mahomes to Kelsey. That'll be the first touchdown of the Super Bowl. We'll see what happens. Should be a great one.
Uh,
We'll
it,
see.
it really should be. Yeah, it should be a good one.
Yeah,
Thank you guys so much for watching.
yeah.
This has been It's Easy and
Raggy.